Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Number 92, man. What up? What up with y'all, fellas? How we
The
doing
reigning
today?
What's going
defendant,
on?
feeling blessed, black, highly favored. You know what I'm saying? The good brothers is here tonight. It's a trio of brethren in here tonight, man. We got some special guests. The shooter for PowerBomb Jutsu in here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Shout out to the homies, Marshall
Filling up for
Mike.
JT.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to have the gang in here, but, we got to make sure we still got somebody representing. It's all
Of
love
course,
in here.
man. We here. Peace to Bug. Bug, he might tap in, but he's definitely around. We gonna do it, man. We episode number 91. We're on that countdown to episode 100, which will be, I believe, August 15th, somewhere around there. I mean, we've been talking off cam about a couple things we might do for that date, but tap in. But right now, we're getting busy, man. We're getting busy. Do we have a intro survey for the night, or we just want to get started with the show?
Nah, we got an intro survey, man. Off the fly, off the rip.
What it do?
Where should Jeff Hardy land now that he's a free agent?
TNA.
He should go home.
That's why I
He should
needed
go
a
home and be
survey.
a family man.
That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, just go home and be a
That's
family
why I
man
had
at this
that.
point, Jeff Hardy.
Yo, that's the real answer right there. That's the
All right,
real
so-
answer.
AO says TNA. Dom says home. I'm going to go with take me back to the pandemic. Go to WWE for one last hoorah, man.
You don't want that. You know you don't want that.
One
no way
last
you want
W.
Yeah, man.
One last WWE hoorah under the Levesque era. Big pop theory. Word to the pod.
I'm pretty sure that I could pull footage up of you saying, I'm tired of seeing Jeff Hardy.
No
During-
way.
I'm pretty sure I can find that. If
No
you
way.
give me a couple hours, I go through the archives, kid. Like I'm pretty sure you was like, nah, I'm good on Jeff.
Damn, man. It's just I haven't
I
seen
feel
him
like
in
of
so
like
long.
GCW or something.
Yeah, I think like if he's still actively wrestling, TNA is kind of cool just to give him a little bit of shot in the arm for whatever that's worth, that pop. But a long run is definitely not what we need to see from Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, the correct answer is exactly what Dom said. Go home, my bro.
Right?
Just
Go home,
take it
rest
easy.
up, man. Be a family
Yeah,
man.
take it easy, man. Take it easy. But you already know what it is, man. Jeff Hardy might be going home, but wherever you are, you can tune into the show because it's starting right now. Peace to y'all, it's the Ringside Club Paul. A.O. Blame Boogie, Chad Law. The power's back, triple power bomb. The big dog trio in the stream yard. Go outside, hit the venue guard. It's all love when you see us, Lord. Back to the pad, on air for the pod. Ringside Club, intro to the squad. Let the show start. Peace, 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 man. Like we usually do, 905 Live every Thursday night live. It's us broadcasting live from the Empire Tri-State. It's the best in the business, man. The mightiest of the mighty.
Ganger.
The Ringside Club, man. Before we get started reintroducing ourselves and introducing our guests properly, I want to let everybody know that you can find whatever you need, whatever you're looking for is over there at theringsideclub.com. All the past episodes are there, the future episodes are there. Of course, you can catch us across all social media, from the TikTok to the IG to the Threads to the X to whatever else is moving around. But for all of the content, all of the shows, all 91 of those shows, you can head over to the YouTube if you don't catch us on air. The on demand is right there, plus across all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else, man. If you can find a podcast there, you can find us there. That's what's up. With that being said, my name is A.O. Baker. That's all you need to know, man. I'm around. What's good, chat?
My guy, I'm here right now. It's the RSC Predictions Heavyweight Champion himself, Young Godiva, CHADLAW, live and direct from the law layer. I'm feeling good, feeling blessed, black, highly favored. With my guys in here, you know what I'm saying? Peace the Bug out on assignment. About to talk some wrestling. It's been a good week. A lot has transpired since our last episode last week. We've had NXT Battleground. We have had a Dynamite. We've had a Raw. We've had TNA. We have free agents. We've got a lot. We've got a pay-per-view coming up this Saturday, Clash at the Castle. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a doozy of an episode this week. I'm feeling good. Dom, welcome into the RSC, man. Glad you could join us ringside, my boy.
Man, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, King.
Of course. No, I mean we bring the we bring the homies in, man. There's a lot of people that we never really get a chance to chop it up with on that timeline, and welcome to the Ringside Club. So before we even get started with talking about wrestling, talking about what was going on the past week on this show or that show, let all the viewers know, everybody know where they can find you, find your podcast, find your team, all of the above.
All right, so we can find all of us at Twitter, IG, PowerBomb Jutsu. You can find us on Marcus with Mike's, same thing, Facebook, IG, Stitch, everywhere. So where you guys are at, we're at too, same way.
Absolutely.
Big fan of the platform, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we could bring you guys on here. You know what I'm saying? Collaborate, talk some smack, talk some good wrestling talk. You know what I mean? Shout out to our audiences, everybody that's tapped in and watching us, and supporting, sharing, liking, subscribing, and telling a friend to tell a friend, most importantly, about the RSC.
Yeah, man, your piece
like being passive, seeing each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to chop it up with people like actually like faces and voices and shit instead of some tweets and all that. Peace to the good folks over there at Black Guy Wrestling Pod. I was a guest on their podcast last night. 2.5 hours, one of the best podcast episodes I've ever been a part of, breaking down that Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku match that occurred earlier this year. It was fire. So peace to those fellas. My man Low, from the Locker Room Lead, he was also a guest. It was a good ass time, man. So if y'all haven't tapped in, it's definitely linked in our YouTube profile, and go mess with the bros over there. Chad, what we doing?
Figure we can start something different since we got Clash at the Castle coming up. It's going to be a different show, you know what I'm saying? So I figure let's do something different this week, and we can go ahead and start with our Champions Watch of the week. As y'all know, this is what we do. We pick one champion of the week, and we go through their week. We talk about the success. We talk about what's to come. I'm going to start it off. Roxanne Perez in the NXT Women's Championship surprised me by retaining her belt. I didn't think she was going to retain. I absolutely thought that Jordan Grace was going to surprise the world and actually win the NXT Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, take the TNA, and create a whole bunch of surprise controversy. Not the case at all. The match didn't main event at Battleground. I was very upset about that. I wish that it actually did main event. I think it deserved to be the main event because of how surprising it was. Well, the whole NXT TNA crossover I thought was a very big surprise. So I thought that should have main evented because of how special and random that was. But I'm bugging to think that a TNA champion was going to get a main event of an NXT pay-per-view, right? Yeah, probably. So Roxanne retains. What's to come of her reign next? I'm not too sure. She's got a bevy of challengers in that women's division. It's a whole lot of people that are coming up on the field. And I also want to take this time out right now. Shout out to Kalani Jordan. I'm not satisfied that she won the North American Championship. I'm going to go out there and say that right out, flat out. Jada Parker was robbed. I think this is a sink or swim moment for Kalani Jordan. I don't think this is going to be the reign that's like defining her career. I just think this is like, hey, if you can do something with this belt, you can have it for a good amount of time. But if you don't hold up to your end of the bargain, like, we're taking this shit right off you. So, again, salute to Kalani Jordan, black wrestlers, black champions. But I just think Jada Parker got robbed of that one. So Roxanne Perez is my champion of the week. I think she's going to have a hell of a reign throughout the summer. I don't see anyone taking the belt from Roxanne anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Fellas, what say you?
Champ of the week, I'm going to go with Ospreay, man.
Oh, hell, you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
I'm going to go with Ospreay.
Oba.
Hey, you got Ospreay?
Yeah, go ahead, Dom.
Now it's going
Dom, you taking Dom? Dom, you taking Oba?
Oba Femi.
Yeah.
Why you taking Oba?
All his matches been banger. All his matches been banger and stuff. He's just been putting on a good showcase, and he's like presenting the right way, like this big, strong black nigga whoop ass.
Facts. If you need a description for what Obafemi is, that's about as ill as it gets. Big black nigga whooping ass, man.
I gotta say, Black Guy Wrestling Pod, y'all are fucking wildin'. I do not want to see Obafemi and Omos. I don't care how African, dark skinned, and black that match is. I want nothing to do with that shit show. All right, keep that shit on fucking house shows or NXT Level Up, man. But I don't want nothing to do with that feud match. I said that. So they saw, they wanted a prediction. It was like, yo, That's gonna be a dream match. I was like, y'all niggas are wilding. Like, no, thank you for that match at all, yo. I don't want to see that collaboration.
That's big nigga wrestling right there.
Yo, but you know what that is? That's basically the Hogan Andre spot. That's for the body slam. That's really it.
Cool. But a feud? Pass, my nigga. I don't want to see that, man. No way. Dom, who you think is gonna be next up for Obafemi outside of Wesley?
Man, I don't know, man. Just give him the title shot against Trick Williams at this point.
Champion versus champion? Well, I mean, the companies copy each other every single week. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case, actually.
Yeah, just have him be like Keith Lee with double champions at this point, double belts.
Nah, Obafemi can't be world champion just yet, man. He ain't that ready, man. Come on now. That's a little bit much.
Get to get ready at this point.
I think Oba has an extensive reign, and I've been saying this even with the match that just happened. I think he loses the belt in another scramble match without being pinned, because there's no way you could just pin Obafemi and just think that this shit's gonna just work like that. Like, nah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Right?
Is it like another sizable, formidable opponent that can match him up as far as body stature, or is it somebody that's the complete opposite that actually finally does beat him, like a smaller, quicker guy? Like, is it, a cruiserweight size guy that finally beats him, or is it another super heavyweight? What do you think?
Just really, really super heavyweights down at NXT. I'm thinking about it.
I think it'll probably be a surprise who takes it. And I think it could be someone from the main roster that takes it from Obafemi. Someone with credibility, longevity, and who needs the title reign.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I think takes it. I don't think it'll be a new guy from NXT. Like Wesley, I don't even think it even takes it. I think Wesley, truth be told, I think he should be moving up to the main event scene of NXT. He's that guy. Like, he is that new, young, hot, flashy cruiserweight that should be in the main event scene, because they need help in that main event scene of NXT. The North American division could literally interchange anybody, and it'll be fine. They could take Axiom. They could take Carl Anderson. They could take Eddie Thorpe. You know what I'm saying? Obafemi and Eddie Thorpe are probably going to be penciled in all summer. Now I'm speaking into existence. Like, they are
speaking of shit that I don't want to see.
Well, he just had that video package.
I don't know, man. I don't want to see Nightwolf, man.
Yeah,
he just had the video package. He's coming back. Pause. He's going to have an extensive. They're going to do something with Eddie Thorpe. He just had a whole promo scene and talking about the family lineage, the Briscoes, and Tanaka and all that. Like,
I saw that. Yeah,
so
I saw that. Then I changed the channel.
Eddie Thorpe
I seen that. I was like, how the hell is it the Briscoes? Like,
he ain't. I had no idea. I was surprised.
I was like, what's going on here? I didn't know the Briscoes were Native American.
Like, I didn't know
down south,
bro. I literally
that I've heard.
Out.
Yeah, no, that I've known for a minute. They never really played it up too tough as far as gimmicks and on screen, but I feel like, but even back when Gerald was like a stooge, I think he brought some of that up, as part of like his comedy, bringing that up when he was, making introductions and shit. But I don't know. There's just nothing that really feels special to me about Mr. Thorpe. But prove me wrong, man. They got me. I've been watching
this.
Like
rip off Nightwolf, man, from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the vibe. What's that show that used to be on like fucking Pix 11, man?
Velocity?
Nah, not even a wrestling show. It was one of them. One of them. It was a Native American shit. It'll come to me later. But yeah, he seems like all right. One of those, like, he's on screen, whatever. We'll see. NXT got me tuned in, put it this way. It's the third consecutive week, fourth consecutive show, including that PLE that I've tapped into.
Yeah, it must be good for AO to be watching. You know what I'm saying? NXT
it's
BET.
Okay. It's okay.
It's NXT BET for me right now. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry is producing this whole fucking program a lot of the times. I mean, Lash Legend, Trick Williams, you know what I'm saying? Out the Mud.
They're getting ready for Pix 11. This is Pix 11 prep, It's Pix 11 prep.
Who's your champion watch of the week, man? Who you got?
Ospreay. I'm going with Will Ospreay. It looked very, very. Having two titles over
kind of
shoulders.
Can't lie, it was pretty fire.
That just felt like, this is the correct decision. You know what I mean? This is the correct.
That's crazy that we had to do it to Swerve like that. But I was like, damn, this visual kind of looks pretty dope. Shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that segment was kind of fire. Swerve goes to turn away, and somehow
And he
the title
snatched the
is
belt.
still right there in Ospreay's hand. That's good money.
I thought he was going to drop the international title, to which I was gearing up for 2 seconds to be pissed off at the creation of that belt. Because I was like, what the fuck is the point of this belt?
I'm glad
Like,
he didn't. For a split second, I thought the
Yes.
same thing. I thought
Yes.
like, now that I got this in my hand, I don't need this. You know?
Yes.
Which I'm very, very happy that they didn't do that.
Yo, son, what is the fucking point of the Continental and the international title, yo? Like, I'm genuinely befuddled when I watch this program and see both those belts.
They occupy the same space.
So, and the international belt also be defended
internationally.
Like the international belt's supposed to be defended like overseas, right?
Against foreign guys.
Not even against foreign guys, just on foreign soil, right? It felt like that's what it should have been back when it was the All Atlantic. It felt like this was the title that gets defended outside of the United States, and then I guess I don't know if that was ever the plan or if they abandoned that plan along the way, but now it's another title. Like, I would love, right, if there's ever a question to ask Tony Khan at one of these scrums after a show, it's what is the hierarchy of these titles in your mind? You know what I mean? We know where the world title is, but where does the Continental sit in your mind? Where does the International sit in your mind? And where does the TNT title sit in your mind? Because the three of those kind of seem like they occupy the same division of wrestlers, you know, with very slight rule changes. Like, we know the TNT traditionally has been a call-out title, but we've seen people call the other title champions out and get matches, so that goes out the window. We've seen the cool thing about the Continental title is that that's one where they very specifically say you can't be there is no interference, nobody's allowed down at ringside. But if that stipulation is given to other matches, like the tag team title match, for example, or eliminator match that's happening with the Young Bucks on the next episode, then that's not unique to the Continental. So I have no idea. There's no difference in rules. There's no difference in hierarchy. I would love for when Swerve loses this championship to Will Ospreay, for them to say, we don't need both of these. Let's merge them and retire the International. It was an experiment. It didn't really go anywhere. Let's just keep it with the world title. But I don't think that's going to happen anyway. But yeah.
Yo, hey, I can't wait to see your reaction when Okada defends the international title. I'm lying. The Continental title against Billy Gunn. Can't wait. I can't wait to see the world's reaction when Billy Gunn and Okada have a match over a belt.
I mean, yo, here's the deal. Like, I've gotten to a point, right, where if it's on TV, they're not selling me that shit. They're selling me pay-per-view matches, and they're selling me pay-per-views. They sell me shit that I actually have to pay for. So these matches that happen on TV is like, cool, but that's not what I don't have to pay for that shit. So if Billy Gunn somehow ends up in a eliminator match against Okada, who gives a fuck? If it's a good match, that's really all the shit is here to do, and then advance the storyline. Because I don't have to pay for that.
Man, that's some wild shit though. Like, that's like on a I never seen no shit like that. Billy Gunn versus Okada.
I mean, if you got the Acclaimed script for Survival against tag title,
probably what they're going to do.
Think,
yeah,
where do you think
they're right there. But
Daddy Ass is going.
But again, like if they were selling that to me, like if that's on Forbidden Door, for example, Okada versus Billy Gunn, Forbidden Door, $50. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
I'm going to straight up.
TNT is in the package already, so whatever.
That is going to be next. That is going to be so next. If I see
that's nasty
Okada
work
versus motherfucking Daddy Ass on my Dynamite screen in the next week.
That's nasty work.
Eliminator or not, that is so random. Like, holy shit.
I mean, it is random in general for the Acclaim to come out and intervene in whatever is going on with the Elite right now. But again, it's TV, and this ain't nothing new. This is it's AEW business, bro.
Yo,
I'd love to chop it up a little bit about NXT, about the
because I wanted to run apart Dynamite real quick before we got into our couple more segments. I mean, we could talk NXT, we could talk Dynamite. We got some time, man. We can shoot the shit, yo. You know what I'm saying?
No rush. Like, we can go kind of a little chronological, man. The NXT PLE that just happened.
You figure we don't really got touched too much on Raw and SmackDown because we're gonna do our Clash of the Castles. You know, what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
even watch Raw, so if we do, I'm not a part
Raw
of
is just post WrestleMania lull right now. Like that's really all it is. Like it's just the lull of like we're just getting by here, folks. Like we're just getting by with this shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'll say let's go around the circle. You know what I'm saying? Around the rings, and let's each give 2 highlights and 2 low points from the pay-per-view and from Dynamite. Not back to back, but we'll start with each show. So
it. Yeah,
AO,
let's go Battleground. I'll run down.
yes,
There were
start
6
with AO.
matches right now, so I'll run down what the matches are, who the winners were, and then let's swoop back around and give those highlights.
Yes, sir.
We had Kalani Jordan in that ladder match for the NXT Women's North American Championship.
Yes,
Kalani Jordan won. She beat Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, and Mi Shin. Nathan Frazier and Axiom beat the OC to retain the tag team championship. Lola Vice beat Shayna Baszler in that underground match via referee stoppage. Obafemi successfully defended the NXT North American Championship by defeating Wesley and Joe Coffey. Roxanne Perez beat Jordan Grace by pinfall to retain the NXT Women's Championship. And finally, finalmente, Trick Williams beat Ethan Page to retain the NXT Championship. So, Dom, you being the guest, man, go first. What were your highlights and lowlights from NXT
2.
Battleground?
2 each.
Okay, so my low was probably that tag team match because they couldn't have had that on a regular show.
Because what the
The
fuck?
high was a ladder match. Yeah, because like OC, they're just there at this point. Like they're heels on SmackDown, and they're good guys now here on NXT or whatever they're doing. But the other high for me was the ladder match with the women because all the women showed out. And then what else? Another high was seeing Jordan Grace versus Roxanne Perez. And another low was probably the Trick Williams match. Ethan Page. I feel like it was just a regular match.
Regular match was the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
like
I concur.
It was just so regular that like when I seen Krista B tweet out like, yo, I can't wait for a surprise at the end of this Trick Williams match, I just hit her back like, yeah, it's just gonna be a pinfall and credits. And she's like, no, there's gonna be a surprise. And then he hit the knee and it was credits. And I was like, so much for that surprise. So I feel you. It was
that was the sexy red spot, really.
It was just a regular ass match. Low point was I agree with you on the low point. The tag team title match really could have just been on Tuesday night, and that I think aided to the whole pay-per-view feeling like a glorified NXT Tuesday. Because Axiom and Nathan Frazier, to me, I think shouldn't have even been champions. I think the OC should have been the champions by beating the Dirty Dogs and being the champions that the division needs, a monster heel tag team. Axiom and Nathan Frazier being the champions are just like a consolation prize for good guys having belts. It's like, hey, there you go, guys. You've been having feuds back and forth. Yes, strange bedfellow tag teams that have nothing else going on. And it's like, might as well be tag team champions, right? Hey, yo, what you got?
To me, this was a card of like 2, I don't want to say halves, but I think there were, let's say 3 matches on this card that I thought were that were higher echelon, not necessarily TV matches. That women's North American ladder match was really fucking good, considering the experience level of everybody in there. For one, I'm glad that there weren't any injuries coming out of there, because ladder matches in general, man, you can just fall the wrong way and your fucking knee goes the other way. So I was just glad that everybody came out looking pretty much unscathed. It was a surprise for Kalani Jordan. Everybody predicted when we predicted last week that Jada Parker, for the most part, I think all of us predicted Jada Parker to pick that up. So an overall highlight for me is just the fact that a lot of the predictions I made were wrong, which means there were some surprises here. Like Kalani Jordan winning that was not something that I predicted. Roxanne Perez beating Jordan Grace was not something that I predicted. The OC, I predicted them to win the tag titles. right? And Nathan Frazier and Axiom defended. So that is a highlight for me, that this wasn't as predictable as predicted, right? And then just as a match in general, man, like I thought that Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace killed it. I saw Jordan Grace had the earring ripped out of her ear, so she has a big ass hole in her ear right now.
That was great.
But that's nuts. But I think it's really dope. I hope that they continue to do this collab so we can just see some fresh matchups or just surprise matchups of people. What is this person doing in the Impact Zone type level shit? That would be dope. I'd love to see Jordan Grace come back at some point. I didn't think that once I looked at it at the whole card, a lot of people were like, damn, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez should have been the main event. But I really think they were booking for the babyface pop and the sexy red spot. You know what I mean? And that wasn't going to happen when you have Roxanne Perez beat Jordan Grace. So unfortunately, that is what it is. But a highlight also is the amount of women's matches that were on this card. Half of the card were women's matches. And then like just Lola. I mean, I enjoyed that Lola Vice Shayna Baszler match. I ain't no OC fan, bro. Like, we could wrap this up. We can wrap this up. I don't know what the OC actually bring. Plus, I don't know, to your point, Dom, what are we supposed to, are you heels? Are you faces? Is it like depending on the show? I don't know what the reaction is supposed to be to those guys. But yeah, that match didn't really do too much for me. But yeah, it was a good card overall. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. But I thought it was all right. It was cool.
Okay.
Well worth the Peacock subscription.
Word. I'm gonna go with my low points being the tag match. I'll agree with you there. Stay for reasons stated. Kalani Jordan winning the belt. Wasn't really crazy about it as stated. You know what I'm saying? I think Jada Parker got robbed. The main event, really quiet. Not the most enticing. Like the whole pay-per-view overall just was kind of like a shrug your shoulder pay-per-view. It was kind of just like, yeah, it was cool. Like, I wasn't the most thrilled about this pay-per-view. The high point for me was definitely seeing Jordan Grace and the reaction she got. Hearing a TNA chant in a WWE ring was fucking dope. I really enjoyed seeing that interaction. I think Jordan and Roxanne had a really good match. Even the way Jordan dropped that muscle buster to Roxanne, I thought was a little bit like interesting. I was like, she didn't really drive her in there the way she, that she usually does. It was very safe and protected. Mm-hmm. But, the roll-up was a little bit, the pop rocks, I should say, was a little bit, not the craziest ending. But I think Ash by Elegance making her appearance, that not, that really didn't do it for me. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm good on that also. Like
that was a low point. Like,
it was like
that
all people, we choose her.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
You did Tatum Paxley. You could have even had, who is a Tasha Steelz? It could have been anyone in TNA that popped up that would have been like, holy shit, Tasha Steelz is in the NXT zone right now, or in the Battleground zone. Like anyone but Ash by Elegance. I was like, Dana Brooke, really? That's what we doing? Which leads me to believe that now it's Ash by Elegance versus Jordan Grace at TNA.
She was just there a couple months ago, like literally.
So this brings me to the thought of this NXT TNA crossover, right? Joe Henry is supposedly making his debut, or could be making his debut this weekend because it's in Scotland, right? Or if he doesn't make his debut this weekend, then he is going to be featured, or somebody's going to be featured in the Battle Royal next week to determine who's facing Trick Williams at the next pay-per-view. Who would y'all like to see crossover next in Come Through the Forbidden Door from TNA?
Yo, I would love to see Speedball. I think there's some interesting matchups.
That's your
right
guy,
there.
Man. You ready for him to take an L to somebody in the WWE now too? That's what you want to see? That's what you want to see? You want to see him lose in the WWE ring now too?
He's nice.
Yo, Dom, real talk. When was the last time you seen Speedball Mike Bailey win a match?
Never.
Give me a.
I haven't seen Mike Bailey win a match in ages, and I fuck with Mike.
Yeah, it was been a while. Because I actually seen him wrestle like in the.
Yo, we
like in the Indies too. Like everybody seen him wrestle live, like he lost.
Yes,
yeah.
We watched him lose at House of Glory.
I was about to say, so do we.
Yeah,
House of Glory. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
I was there
bottom
too.
Line is like, when he was what was that match? The House of Glory match he had.
Was Swerve, and that was December?
Yeah, it was him versus
I don't remember. But yeah, like yo, doesn't mean I don't want to see him. Like there are no wax speedball performances or wax speedball matches.
No,
so,
not at all.
Yeah, I'd like to, see him mix it up. I think an interesting little thing, a little crossover would be seeing Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate mix it up maybe with somebody.
Okay, I'm fucking with that. They could be good. They need it. They need some excitement.
Most exciting thing they've done is get Pete Dunne's name back.
All three of them.
Yeah,
that's what's being campaigned. Rascals reunion.
Yep. That's what I thought we were kind of getting towards.
Or Steve Macklin versus Omos. No, Steve Macklin versus Oba.
Macklin versus that'd be kind of dope.
Macklin versus Oba.
Yeah.
You know who I think
Mike
is
Santana up with?
Santana would be cool, but you know what though, son? Actually, no. Santana versus Trick Williams is actually pretty alright. That could be pretty fucking fire if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think so.
I just seen you tweet out like, yo, something's missing from Mike Santana, and I feel you. Like, once he just gets that feud that matters, there's going to be some more intrigue for Mike Santana. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, it's just he's there. Just happy to be here.
He tweeted that out.
I mean, shit, somebody tweeted that out, but I just commented like, yo, it's just, he's just missing something.
Yeah, the homie Darrell, he always
yeah, so
he's
he was right though. He was right there on the same feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really just a feud. Like he has all the pieces. It's just like I expected Mike Santana at some point this year to be in the world title picture in TNA, and that's moving around right now. So once that clears out for him to kind of involve himself, I think that's where you slide him. But it's just a matter of a good feud for him. That's really what he's missing.
Mike Santana versus Trick Williams would be pretty fire. I don't think a lot of people would go crazy on the WWE universe, but us on the internet would be losing our shit. Like, yo, Mike Santana is having a world title match right now in WWE. Like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's fire. I could fuck with that. I mean, shit. I think Joe Henry is the best shoe-in, though. I think he's going to be the one that really pops it. Everyone's going to be saying his theme song. They're going to be going crazy.
100%.
It works out.
WWE's here for the pop culture. My man just had a #1 on iTunes. You know what I mean? So that's a marriage right there.
I believe in Joe Henry. I hated that shit in the beginning. I hated it so much in the beginning. But you know what? Like repetition.
I didn't get it at first.
It grows.
Yeah, they programmed it. That shit was like as an earworm. After a while, it's like, this is a bop right here.
Yes. So that was our highs and lows of NXT Battleground. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it over to Dynamite. We on Wednesdays now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Started out with that.
Hey, yo, what you got, man? What's your highs and lows? You got 2 highs and lows, man.
2 highs and lows.
It's extensive shows, so it's only right we give 2 for each. You know what I'm saying? I can't just pick one.
So let me run down. I'm on the AEW website right now, and I'll just go for the bold highlighted bullet points pretty much on what happened segment by segment. Okay. Opened up with Swerve Strickland coming out to the ring with Prince Nana, and he's pretty much letting he's there letting Will Ospreay know what it is and what it ain't. Talks a little bit of shit about the Elite. They pop up, they come down, they get in his face, they get physical. Here comes the Acclaimed, Billy Gunn. That shit is weird to me. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn coming down to intervene in the Elite and Swerve business, but whatever. This is also Swerve, who did have a crew and doesn't have a crew anymore, so anybody could come down, pretty much. Dustin Rhodes versus Jack Perry was a match. Roosh in a squash match. We had Excalibur breaking news that MJF will be taking on Roosh next week, commercial free to start Dynamite. There was a trios match. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Orange Cassidy. Hell of a match against the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And, of course, Kyle Fletcher. Konosuke Takeshita was right there. On the other side, of course, was Mark Briscoe. This was a hell of a match. You know what I mean? A lot of action in there. Shingo Takagi was announced to be part of the Owen Hart Cup. Christopher Daniels was backstage. He announced that the Bucks and Okada will both be in eliminator matches next week for both of their championships. We had the premier athletes Tony Nese and Arya Davari taking ass whooping from Samoa Joe and Hook. That might be one of my like low key highlights right there.
Favorite faction.
I think Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata are just
love this trio, right?
Pure entertainment. You know, they're backstage talking about everything but the match.
It's so random.
Awesome trio.
I think it's dope. I think it's so dope that Samoa Joe and Hook, for starters, linked up, just because like Hook took that hell of an ass whooping and got back up. So you know, in Samoa Joe's mind, there's some respect right there. Everybody respects Shibata. Daniel Garcia has been linked with Shibata, so he's like, you know, 6 degrees of separation, Kevin Bacon type of style. At some point, we might see him mix it up with these guys as well.
That boy need a miracle. He needs a fucking miracle, son. Holy shit. Daniel Garcia needs a miracle.
He's in a holding pattern right now. That's what that is.
He's dancing. And I think Joe slapped the shit out of him and said, stop dancing and come over here and like get serious and like get back to your shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just become their own version of the BCC, like just a complete beat down clan. You know what I'm saying? Damn near the beat down clan. They take the name. They are the beat down clan. Like, that's a badass group right there.
Yep. Some shooters right there.
Yes.
Mercedes Monet against Zeusis. That was a dope match. Renee Paquette backstage with Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May. I love that video package with Mariah and Mina. And then immediately we see the interview segment. Mariah's standing next to Timeless Tony Storm. She's in both corners. And next week we're about to have a little segment where she gets them to see, you know, probably sign a contract or something like that. TV time with the Learning Tree.
My favorite. My fucking favorite, yo. I love this shit. I'm loving this Jericho shit, bro.
This is one of those, like, it's amazing. I think people made it up in their mind, and I just don't like Chris Jericho, so I don't like anything Chris Jericho does. And this is entertaining, dog. This is funny as hell to me.
I'm on the other side of the fence, man. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, yo, this is ridiculous. I hate that he's leaning into it. And I'm just like, of all the most authentic things that Chris Jericho can do right now, this is awesome. Like, this is great. Great fucking work. Like, and Brian Keith being the guy that offsets it is fucking hysterical. Like, this is the best thing Brian Keith could have done. And I thought that Private Party would have joined along. They probably aren't at this point. They're going to be feuding for some odd reason, even though there's tag titles that need to be had. You know, Juan, it's somewhere. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but
to that point though, like, if you want tag team action that doesn't have necessarily anything to do with titles, here you have something. This is mid-card, you know, lower mid-card, something to do on the pay-per-view.
Nah, yo, we need tag team title action, bro. That division is fried. We need
No. I get it. I understand. But I'm saying you also need to do something with people that are in the division that aren't in the title scene.
Who's checking for Private Party, man? Ain't nobody checking for these niggas, man. You might as well give them a tag title feud. Put them in the eliminator and make me care about them. Because I'm not checking for Private Party outside of a tag team title match. So them feuding with the Jericho Learning Tree to me is just like, what a filler. This is fucking filler. You know what I'm saying?
But if they're in a tag team title match and you know they're gonna lose, then you're gonna say, "Oh, what the fuck? This is mad predictable."
But you know what though? At least I can say the Private Party had a chance to become tag team champions in a division where there are no fucking tag teams.
They did.
There's no tag teams in this whole division that you even can.
But
like,
they get
you
no
can't
game.
name 5 tag teams in AEW. Butcher and the Blade? Come on.
I feel like you don't get no gang for feud with Jericho. Like what is the end game with Jericho? And it was like they gaining from this feud with Jericho. Nothing.
Yes, I agree.
But there's no end game for anybody that's feuding with Jericho. He has the fucking FTW championship. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right.
There's no end game for any of that. So we either take Chris Jericho off of TV or you give somebody something to do with Chris Jericho.
So, hey, what's your high and your low? Is this your high and your low? This got to be a low point.
Nah, it's not a low point. This shit was entertaining. Yo, Will Ospreay versus Ray Phoenix.
Good high. That's a good high point.
Period. Again, like, Ray Phoenix is one of the best in the world. He's somebody that I've been saying needs to do more solo work. She was fire. Like, what do you say? Like, it was a fire ass match. And really, Will Ospreay is just the guy right now in AEW. You know, we talked a lot about Will Ospreay last night on the watch list.
He's not even the world champion. He's the guy in AEW. It's crazy.
You know, you go with what the crowd is going for, bro.
It's
Who's
fucking
getting the
insane.
loudest cheers right now? Who's getting the biggest reactions, period, right now?
Black champions, man. What happened to our world champion, man?
It ain't got shit to do with it being a black champion. It has everything to do with the fact the guy's not good on promos, and at some point he lost his momentum.
He lost his momentum well before that title run.
Nah,
Well before
absolutely, he lost it before that. But I also think, like, and I said this shit before, if they didn't give it to him when he was hot, and he didn't get it before he eventually has the feud that he's in right now with Will Ospreay, he was not going to get it this year at all. And then you have no idea if he's going to get hot again. So what I think they're doing right now is they're getting back into that aggressive, that heel, and that's where he's gonna be the heel in this program with Ospreay, and that's a good spot for him.
I did appreciate that they treated him like the big dog, and they actually gave him
opens the show and closes the show.
100%. Finally, a reason to care about our world champion. So I did appreciate that.
I mean, like, even that ain't really all that fair. Like, he had that conversation with Bully Ray, and he's like, yo, they fucking putting countdowns for my matches on until I appear. You know what I mean? They don't do that shit for everybody.
I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as we can just get Swerve in a prominent position, like, I'll just take what I can get right now. Yeah. At least, like I said, he's having the Eddie Guerrero title reign, and this is all that we can ask for as far as him having the title run. Like, it's inevitable he's going to lose it. But as long, transition, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take it for now. What's your lows?
What would be my low as I scroll? I'm good on Dustin Rhodes, man. Wrap this up.
Come on. I was going to put him in the Prepped and Cooked, but I was like, I feel like that's just too, it's too apropos putting Dustin Rhodes here.
Yeah, I'm just good on Dustin Rhodes. When we start really thinning this roster out, we can Coach Rhodes is cool. Coach Dustin is cool. Wrestler Dustin.
The bleeding is a bit excessive in every match that he does. I think it's just too much now. It's like, yo, dog, you are a bloody mess every match you have, and it's every match is like a life or death match for you at this point. And it's
fighting for his life out there, bro.
Yeah, it's OD, and it's like he's going though. Like every time he has a match, he's literally putting out a new move that I'm just like, this dude did a Shining Wizard. I'm like, what the fuck? When does Dustin Rhodes do this? You know what I'm saying? So I get you.
I'm gonna give you your private party argument is my Dustin Rhodes argument. The only difference is private party's still young and not accomplished, and we've seen everything we're going to see from Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes could be international champion in 3 months, man.
Stop.
Give it time.
Stop.
He could have that farewell run, yo. You know what I'm saying? He could have that farewell run. Dom, what's your highs and lows for Dynamite? Give me 2.
He could be at this point.
What you got?
So my high was the Roosh and MJF segment. That was pretty dope. Because Roosh dislocated his arm, and he popped that bitch back in show. He popped it back in place and started whooping ass. And then the low, Jericho. I'm tired of Jericho. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga look like
you on that side
melted ice cream walking around there. Yeah, I'm that side of the fence. But I like Jericho. Jericho's one of the GOATs. But he's walking around. I remember Jericho being cool, but now this nigga looks like balled up homework out here in every segment and rewritten itself every couple months. So I'm tired of it.
Man said balled up homework. Yo, Jericho, low. Man. Jericho.
Jericho Society.
I'm going to say that Mark Briscoe promo.
That was a low or a high? That was low or high?
I think it was like kind of low for me. Is Mark Briscoe really slow? Or not? Like the way he's talking. I'm like, this nigga might be slow.
I don't know.
Like, I'm half-ass watching. Like,
You really forget he's a Ring of Honor World Champion.
Like, I know he didn't finish the 4th grade.
God damn.
Bro, I didn't even forget he's the world champion a lot of the times. And it's kind of
what I was about to say. Yeah, like even last week, I think is he in the Owen? Is Mark Briscoe in the Owen Hart Cup?
I think everyone's in the Owen Hart Cup. There's like 20
I think there was something specifically.
No, he's not.
for the
He's not ladder
TNT
match.
title.
Oh my God, the TNT
For the
reach for the
TNT,
sky.
yeah, that's what it was. And it's like, dog, like you are a world champion and you're competing for a match that's under the AEW World Championship. Like, and I haven't watched Ring of Honor in a little bit, so I'm not sure what he is or isn't involved in over there. But clearly, it's nothing of much importance if he's in this division over here. So,
yo,
yeah.
if you're the Ring of Honor World Champion at this point, like put yourself in the Ring of Honor World Champion shoes. Like, how do you personally navigate and feel? Like, how do you act in society? Like, yo, I'm the world champion of Ring of Honor. Like, and someone goes, who? What? Are you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you act? How do you treat this if you're Mark Briscoe and you're a world champion of Ring of Honor?
I think, man, that comes to me. It comes down to there's a lot of creative freedom for people in AEW or under the Tony Khan regime, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, if you want importance to be placed on that Ring of Honor championship or a Ring of Honor championship, you should not ever allow yourself to be booked to compete for titles that aren't the title that isn't the title that you're holding. Like, ever. If you want to make an appearance on AEW television, it should be really an interview segment to talk about what's going on in your world on Ring of Honor and on Honor Club. But don't have me out here as a champion, whether it be women's champ. We haven't seen Athena take an L on TV in a TBS title match. You know what I mean? Like,
fair.
So you have to kind of say, nah, don't fucking have me lowered in rank by losing to somebody that's underneath a world championship. You know? So that's what I would do. Like, I'm gonna just pull somebody to the side and, like, let's make sure the creative that we're coming up with makes some fucking sense, or I don't need to hold this title.
If someone walked up to me in the airport and they're like, yo, I know you from somewhere, and I'm like, yo, I'm the Ring of Honor World Champion, they're like, who? I'm duffing them, and I'm gonna go viral off that. And I'm gonna stand over him with the belt like this, like, yeah, I'm the Ring of Honor World Champion, and I'm setting a precedent right now because it's fucking insane that a world champion of a company is probably one of the most least anticipated, least exciting people that are even featured on a program. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of fucking insane, bro. Like,
it really just needs to be like, put me in interview segments or put me in, in kind of like spotlight matches where you're highlighting this is the that like squash matches. Why is Mark Briscoe not in a squash match as the Ring of Honor World Championship? World Champion.
Eddie Kingston carried 3 belts throughout the whole Continental
Ring of Honor
Classic.
Champions shouldn't be on. I feel like the Ring of Honor champion shouldn't appear on Dynamite at all. Because Ring of Honor, if the champion's over here losing at this point.
You would think that. You would absolutely think.
I agree with that, Dom, but the other thing is, like, because they don't have, there's nothing that's drawing any eyes to go subscribe to Honor Club at all, right? Like, there's no conversation about much going on Honor Club right now. So if they do appear on Dynamite, that's why it's like, it really should just be an interview segment, or just do a Ring of Honor highlight segment where we just go down, what are the 3 big takeaways week to week? That shit should be 30 seconds and we go to a commercial break. You know what I mean? Like, just don't have my champions, like, competing for lesser than titles.
Agreed. I agree. I'm going to go with my highs and lows. I'm going to go with my highs because I got a bunch of lows I'm going to have to narrow down. My high points would probably be Hook, Shibata, Joe. Dope trio. I think they're going to win the trios championships. Whatever happened to those belts, by the way? Where are those? Who's the champions right now? What the fuck is going on with that division? Serious question. Who are the champions there?
It's the Bang Bang Gang. They still got titles.
Those guys, pre-show warriors. Okay,
no,
so they're definitely going to win those belts.
Juice Robin, they had an interview segment. They got a match. They called out. They called out House of Black.
They're Freebird rules. So now they're face. Oh, okay, cool.
Why would they be face?
Whatever works. They'll be
Why
the trios
would they be face
champions. Because they're going against House of Black, who are basically the heels of any time they're at a feud with anyone. And Bang Bang Gang are always the more popular group. And House of Black have the most annoying entrance of anyone in AEW. So I'm not looking forward to the shenanigans that's going to be that. Jay White, Aleister Black should be pretty dope on a Collision coming to near you real soon. You know what I'm saying? That should be cool. But yeah, I just look at that group of Shibata, Hook, and Joe, like, yo, they're definitely going to be trios champions or tag team champions come all in. come London, I see them having gold as a group or as a tag team, no doubt about it. They're a great group. So random, but they just work together. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like they work like an unholy alliance. You know what I'm saying? I really like it. So they're always getting a good thumbs up from me. Another high point for the night would probably have to be the Learning Tree segment. I really enjoy Chris Jericho and this shit. I might have to tie it with Will Ospreay and the 2 belts with Ray Phoenix. Will Ospreay, Ray Phoenix, Will Ospreay holding 2 belts, and the Jericho Learning Tree all get like a mesh up of my highs for the Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? I can't disregard that match. Was fucking banging. I love seeing Will Ospreay with 2 belts. It's crazy that it has to happen at the expense of Swerve, but you know, it works. It works when you see the visual. It's pretty dope. And the Jericho Learning Tree, I really enjoy that faction. A lot of people hate it, give it flack, but I really think they are doing the best they can. Jericho is not taking a year sabbatical. No matter how much we want him to go away, he's not going away anytime soon. He's going to continue to be here and enjoy and take up all the TV time and lean into it. And I love that he's leaning into it. I think it's dope that he leans into it. It's funny. It makes me laugh. I literally LOL when I watch this shit, and I'm like, he's killing it right now. Brian Keith finally has a reason for you to care about Brian Keith. Am I wrong? Am I right? Nobody cared about Brian Keith before now. And now he's actually got a serious role in a funny faction. So I fuck with that.
He's actually doing something at this point.
Yes, I agree. My low point, Mercedes Moné deadass fought who? What and why? Who the fuck is this chick? Clunky match, pointless defense. I hate Mercedes' finisher. I wish she put the bank statement back. And I never want to see that Max Shorty back on this whole program ever again. And I'm so ready for CMLL and this shit to end. Like, I'm over it. I'm over the interchangeable Mexicans popping up every week and just fucking losing. They never win. They don't do anything but show up and just have clunky matches with people that they don't normally wrestle. And I'm just like really over it. Like, this was a prime example of like, yeah, I'm over this shit. Like, Zuxis, whatever her name is, I watched that match twice. That was a fucking clunker. And I hate Mercedes' finisher once again. I hate that finisher, yo. She delivers it so lazy. It looks like it doesn't hurt. It looks like she's taking a mattress on her back and just flipping the mattress over and just dropping it. Have you ever put a mattress on your back? That's what Mercedes Moné finisher looks like.
I've seen that
just like she has a mattress on her back.
Somebody doing that moving.
Tossing, yeah. Like, I really, really hated that match. And I'm trying to be more enjoyful of Mercedes' reign and time here. But, like, yo, why is Willow not anywhere near this woman at any point in time? Regardless of the Chris Statlander turn, regardless of Stephanie McCoy, like, what the fuck is going on here, yo? Like, why are we just disregarding this? This is that loophole in AEW that I can't stand. So people were telling me, like, yo, you're wilding. Like, yo, son, that match really blew my fucking mind, yo. Like, I'm really over Mercedes Moné. And I hate to say that. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm not thrilled with Mercedes Moné in this shit right now. And the low point would probably be Jack Perry tied with the Idiot World Order, announcing another Blood and Guts match. I said another, but Anarchy in the Arena, Blood and Guts, they go hand in hand. And I'm just not enthused to see another gimmicky shit show from this group versus whatever baby faces are left that aren't injured on the AEW program. That's it. Like, I'm just not here for it. I'm just not thrilled. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, dude, can we do anything else? Like, anything else, bro? Like, please, just have singles, tag feuds, like anything else but this faction warfare bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not crazy about it. We just saw Anarchy in the Arena. And because we had Anarchy in the Arena, I already knew that Blood and Guts was going to follow as the back-to-back. And I'm just like, oh, great. Here we go again with this shit. And now we're about to sit through it. So those are my 2 low points. Jack Perry and his fucking interchangeable finishers as he looks not believable beating anyone. I know people are like, yo, Jack Perry's the man, main event. Yo, dude, he hit a Psycho knee. I'm like, yo, does this guy have his own moveset? Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? I was just so irate watching the
Yeah, man,
Idiot
that
World
nigga's like
Order have their
Eugene
segment.
moves.
Yes, that's a good one. Like, I was so irate with the Idiot World Order last night that I was just like, yo, I can't with this group. Like, I really like, and I'm a fan of them to an extent, but like, yo, dog, last night to me, they're gonna run Okada shit to the ground. They are gonna just have Okada say this shut up bitch shit until the fucking cows come home. And it works sometimes, and then other times it just is like, yo, dog, come on, man. You move around like a 36-year-old geriatric fucking old man. Like, this is not what I'm enticed to see from Okada. So, yeah, the Elite, probably my low points of the night. I'm going with that straight up. And that was that. That was Dynamite. I got that off my chest. I really can't. I really don't want to see the CMLL shit anymore, man. I'm so over it.
I still love Okada, man. Okada's still my GOAT deep down in my heart.
Yo, Okada just looks so aged, man. Like, I'm watching it, he just looks like an aged Asian Cody Rhodes. Like, every time he gets out there, it's just like, damn, man, you're like limping and shit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? It just looks like he's hurting, bro. Like, he looks like he's in pain. It's like, why do you look like you're just like, you and Will Ospreay just look like night and day? You know what I'm saying? Like, night and fucking day with you two. So, yeah, man. That shit just got to me, yo. I watched Dynamite last night and was just like, just shaking my fucking head, man. And I think the ratings probably reflected it. How a lot of people felt. I mean, granted, the NBA finals were going on, but it wasn't the most exciting Dynamite to me. More lows than highs, I felt like. You know what I'm saying? Again, I wish Jack Perry had a credible finisher, too. To look as credible as the internet perceives him to be. So, there's that. More Jericho Vortex. Yeah. That's how I'm feeling. But I'm going to take some prepped and cooked, actually.
Jericho?
This will lead me. No, well, prepped and cooked, basically, what our prepped and cooked segment is, I take one wrestler from each week, and basically they're prepped. They are on the trajectory of going down, and cooked, they are fucking done. They're fried. They're over with. So I'm going to start with prepped, then I'm going to cooked. My prep for this week is Joe Coffey and Gallus. Them boys couldn't buy a win to save their life. Gallus is fried entirely. I mean, let me not say that. They're not all the way cooked. I want to give Gallus a chance because a credible heel faction is needed in that NXT system. But Joe Coffey can't buy a win. Gallus can't buy a win. They never win anything big. They never win anything major. You'd forget they're tag team champions just recently. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. They are just holding pattern mid-card jobbers. And as shown by Coffey taking a pinfall to Obafemi at Battleground, I don't think anything is going to come of that group. So, fellas, what say you? Y'all agree or disagree?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Like, Coffey was in that match to take the L from either one of those guys. So I don't think there's anything in the plans for him as far as like moving up the ranks to contend for anything. So yeah, I'll go with that prep.
Dom, how you feel?
I think Gallus should just go up to the main roster at this point. At this point, Gallus should go up to the main roster. That's what I feel. Because like in NXT, there's nothing for them to do at this point.
Fair. I'll give you that because the tag division, now there's 2 belts, we can afford more new tag teams popping up. So I'll give you that. But I'm also like, they need credibility. And they ain't getting none in NXT because they ain't winning shit. They ain't doing nothing. So that's what's tough about that group. I will say my cook for this week, this was definitely easy. All he was looking at the results and clearly see that AOP, them boys are cooked. Karrion Kross, fatality. That whole faction, flatline. Beep, beep, beep. Done. AOP, I don't think, it goes without saying, man. They lost to R-Truth and The Miz. Fam. They could have easily surprised the world and won the tag team titles, considering the size that they are, pause. But the fact that they actually lost to The Miz and R-Truth, even though they are the champions, They've also lost to every other team that they faced previously, including the Street Profits, who have been on a terrible losing streak their damn selves. They've lost on NXT, they lost on SmackDown, they lost on Raw. AOP is cooked. I don't think there's any coming back for AOP. You know what I'm saying? I think they will be on a very long list of future endeavors in a couple of months. Fellas, what say y'all?
Yeah, why do you think it hasn't worked with AOP? This is like the second or third time that they've been featured and it hasn't worked. Like they were part of Seth Rollins' crew. That didn't
You
work.
just reminded me about that. That's crazy. I forgot all about that, Seth Rollins. They tried that for a brief cup of coffee.
They tried that. I mean, even when they were in NXT, I think they had the titles, but it wasn't like it was an impressive reign.
Wasn't memorable.
You don't. So I don't know, like on paper, and even like if I just see, their entrance or whatever, like there's a lot that I like about AOP. I think the Super Collider could be dope if they actually, hit that move a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But like, why do you think it hasn't really worked with AOP?
They can't speak English, maybe? I don't know.
I think because the way to present it, Paul Elegant should be talking instead of Karrion Kross at this point.
You could say the same thing about Karrion Kross. You could put him in AOP, literally the whole faction together. Like Karrion Kross ain't working at all. Hair, no hair, gimp mask, no gimp mask. Saito suplex, no Saito suplex. Like nothing's working.
Because I mean, I can pinpoint exactly when it went wrong for Karrion Kross. It's really when they changed his entrance, right?
Well, they changed it
when they took all the cool shit away. Right, it was a combination of the Adam Cole just shit on him in his face, like the promo in NXT.
Oh, you going far back? Oh, you going?
No,
back
but it hasn't ever really clicked for Karrion Kross. Like he had the cool ass entrance, right? And once they stripped that away, little by little by little, even if you take the Vince McMahon booking out where they had him in the weird ass outfits and all that, even put that to the side. Like the coolest thing about Karrion Kross was his entrance and his aura. So when you strip the aura away, it's not like he's, putting on bangers. Yeah. But I can pinpoint that. I can't pinpoint what the fuck happened with AOP. It just never, ever clicked. Ever. At any point. With Ellering, with this crew, with Seth. So, I mean, yeah, cooked. Just short answer is cooked for sure. But they've been cooked like 5 times already.
Yes.
Damn. Dom, what say you? You agree or disagree?
Agree.
How you feeling? You agree?
I agree.
It's hard to disagree, man. It's hard to disagree. I can't front. I literally looked at all the results from all the shows and was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. They're fucked. They're done.
Yeah, like it's not, and but again, like I just don't know why. I don't know why it ever never.
They are a dominant tag team that looks credible. They look like they could be champions. They look serious, and the fact that they just got beat by the Miz and R-Truth, the fact that they got beat by a guy who was already complaining that he had to defend the titles against them, and then defended the titles against them and beat them with no fucking sweat off his back, is like, yo, this group is done. Like, even the Miz don't care that he has to face you. The Miz don't want to face you, but he's going to face you anyways and beat you. Like, yeah, y'all done. AOP is fried to me. Like, just completely. You have to create a miracle for them to actually do anything at this point. And like AO would say, what draft? When I say that AOP is going to go back to NXT in the next couple of weeks. And they'll be fighting Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT tag titles. Like, nothing.
At this point.
Like nothing happened.
Wait a minute, they were just in NXT long, right?
Yes, they were. They were just in NXT, and they'll be right back.
Go and attacked it.
Yes,
and they attacked them.
Yes,
they attacked the tag team champions, and then nothing came about of that.
They will be right back very shortly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can easily see that happening.
Right.
Fucking insane. But I was prepped and cooked, and now we're gonna get to our Clash of the Castle predictions. Go ahead and pull that card up for me, AO, if you can. I'm going to go ahead and take these notes of our predictions. Y'all know this is a very short card. I love these short WWE afternoon PLEs. They fly by. They're kind of predictable. We will have our bonus questions to determine our tiebreakers because I feel like we'll all have the same predictions for the most part. So, Dom, if you win the belt from me, you must come back and defend at the next PLE. Look at that iPad zoom. Yes, sir. You must come back in and defend against me.
Okay, yes.
And AO and Boogie. In a couple weeks, actually, at Forbidden Door. Because we will be right back for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view prediction.
I'll be here.
Yo, I'm debating going. That shit is up the block for me.
That shit, yo, honestly, bro, it looks like it's gonna be a banger. I think we might have to make some shit shake, man. It's such a dope show to have, like literally right up the street from all of us. So it's something to definitely talk about for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, we have 5 matches on the Clash at the Castle card that's
I
coming
love
up.
it. I love these PLEs, man. It's so good.
Coming up Saturday, live from Scotland. Shouts to everybody over in
Scotland.
In the kingdom over there. All right, so we have Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Bayley versus Piper Niven for the WWE Women's Championship. Sami Zayn defends against Chad Gable for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles I Quit match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Triple threat tag match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. All 5 matches are title matches. So, let's go on and run this down from the top. We got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'm gonna go ahead
I'll go
and
first.
say that.
I'm picking.
Who you got down? Who you taking?
So I'm going with Damian Priest with CM Punk coming in to cost what's it called? Drew McIntyre.
Yes. I can fuck with that. I could definitely fuck with that. That seems believable. More believable than not. It seems like the most obvious, unfortunately. But I do like it, though. I think we all agree. I don't even know if we want to keep going down the line, but I think we all could be in a unanimous decision at Damian Priest, unless AO wants to say something different.
Nah, Damian retains.
It would be kind of dope to see Drew win, but for Damian to lose so abruptly right now, I just think would do him more harm than good. That's all. And I think we all know that.
Yeah, that part, plus the biggest thing for Drew McIntyre is going to be that CM Punk feud. And don't know what the timetable is for Punk when he isn't coming back to actual in-ring action. But either way, that's a feud that doesn't really need to revolve around a title just yet. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that Drew McIntyre feud is Punk, and Damian Priest lives to fight another day as the World Heavyweight Champion.
Agreed.
All right, next up, we have Bayley versus Piper Niven, defending that WWE Women's Championship against Piper Niven. Dom, what say you?
I'm going with Bayley. Bayley's going to win, and that's going to be, I think, her versus Nia Jax at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Agreed. We all agree on that one. I'm taking that one as well, too. Good filler. Dope to see Piper Niven get a chance to actually compete for a women's championship on a pay-per-view. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I think Bayley just needs that filler win right now. Just a quick win to get her over the hump because she still got some time to get to Nia Jax. I'm sure Chelsea Green will probably be next for Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying? You've got Piper overseas. You got Chelsea in Canada where she's from. So I think this will be a pretty good little holdover for Bayley to just keep racking up wins until the inevitable showdown with Queen Nia at Cleveland. So I'm with that. All Bayley. All right. Next up.
Bayley right down the line. We
Yes,
have
sir.
Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental title against
Toughie.
Chad Gable.
It's tough.
What you got, Dom?
I'm going with Gable.
I
think it's Chad Gable's table. Yeah, this is time.
Gable. AO, what you got?
I'm going Gable as well. I think, I believe I said a while ago that Sami Zayn was not going to have this title for long. And it seems like we finally do have something clicking heel-wise with Chad Gable right now. Pretty much been bullying his crew, and I think he wins this title and probably drops his crew at some point. You know, the Creed brothers are definitely always in the conversation as far as people that they want to see with Chad Gable. And then Chad with the title, I think it's going to be insufferable. You know what I mean? And Sami Zayn is one of those guys, man. Again, like champions don't need to hold belts for long reigns, man. Sami Zayn is a great chaser, you know. So I think this feud continues after this, but I think Chad Gable walks away with the title this weekend.
I think nothing says I've re-signed with this company in quite like a massive first singles title win and a dope, expansive, over-the-top PLE overseas. So I think Gable wins this one. Whether we get a new faction or not, I think we're going to end up getting to Gable versus Otis at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. I think that'll be pretty cool. You know, it's a segment that people have been enjoying. They've been rocking with it. Gable as a champion is going to be obnoxious. And the real telltale sign for me with this title switch is not only this contract situation, but the fact that Sami Zayn has felt like such an afterthought as a champion, like for the last couple of weeks. Like, holy shit, he is just there. Like, he's just there. And that's where I'm just like, yeah, I don't think he's going to like retain his belt right now. It would surprise me if he retains. Like, truly, I'd be surprised if he actually wins and beats Gable.
This is the curse of the babyface champion, right? We can say the same thing in certain points with Cody Rhodes. We can say the same thing with Sami Zayn. We can say the same thing with Swerve Strickland. It's the curse of the babyface champion, especially when it's the first time you've held that title, like in Cody Rhodes and Swerve's case. So it's tough. Like when you're so invested in the chase and they finally accomplish that goal, there's a letdown. And unless you immediately have a really fire feud to go right into, you know that you're holding off for something for a while with these guys, and then everything just feels like it's a foregone conclusion.
You know what though? Because of the way Sami Zayn
it's like what's next for him? Like,
yeah.
You know what I think is next? In the same way that Sami had the tag titles and the tag division in a chokehold last year, WrestleMania, post-WrestleMania, lost at the end of it, ended up losing months after. Same thing with the Intercontinental title now. I think he goes into a program with the next champion, Gunther, and I think he's going to have this same run next year as a world champion. Yeah, I said it. I think Sami Zayn is the world champion next year. I think he's going to have the same miraculous run. He's had the tag titles, Intercontinental, and next up, the only thing that's missing is the world title. So I think this time next year, we're going to be talking about Sami Zayn as the interchangeable babyface world heavyweight champion.
I mean, the thing with Sammy, though, is like there's so much of this that's been lightning in the bottle, captured a couple of times, and it's
three times a charm with the world title now.
We'll see.
The one belt that he's eluded him the entire WWE run. I think this is the one.
I think they can do it. He's always going to have the people. It's really, do they actually do they recognize that that's a great story to tell?
Yes, I agree.
That's what that is. Coming up next, we have Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship in an I Quit match versus AJ Styles. What you got, Don?
I'm going with Cody.
Cody.
But my thing was funny, though. It was crazy because NXT, Cody Rhodes and was there. AJ, why didn't he attack Cody for AJ Styles?
Good point.
Right.
That's a good point.
1,000%. And this goes back to your point before. Like, are these guys supposed to be faces or heels? What show are they on? That's what they should have been doing. Fuck with
what is their character? What's going on here?
Yeah, like fuck what Michin is doing. You know, that was a match, and they interfered the way that heels are supposed to interfere. But your man's has the world championship over here, and you got Cody Rhodes, the champ, down here surrounded in a warehouse, and you're not making a move. What are y'all up
surrounded
to?
in a warehouse is mad funny. But he did. He definitely did. Ayo, are you taking Cody or what?
Nah, I'm gonna go AJ Styles.
All right, for real? Last word?
Dog. What did I just say about like this is holding pattern? We know what Cody Rhodes is doing for a very long time until we have a believable, credible challenger. AJ Styles is not him.
Yo, I mean, if you ask the IWC, they kind of think that AJ might sneak one in, man. He might actually get this because his mom's is coming to Scotland. You know, he might be able to pull some shit off and actually, surprise the world.
Right.
Adrenaline in AJ's soul.
Cody Rhodes saying I quit. is not ever happening.
I just know I'm not excited to hear like the on a microphone from Cody for about 30 minutes.
Oh no, he's gonna sell. He's gonna bleed. You know what I mean? Like there will be blood.
Yeah,
There will
Cody's gonna
be
do the
blood.
typical Cody shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cody's gonna slice himself from ear to ear, bro.
I just don't know what happens with AJ Styles next. Like, is this the swan song or is this like the repeat of him having that Shinsuke feud when it's like, this is like when AJ Styles has these trilogy feuds that just end up going nowhere but the same result. Like when AJ and Joe feuded, same result. AJ Shinsuke, same result. AJ Cody, gonna be the same result.
Yeah, nothing
AJ
happened.
Styles, John Cena, same result. Like,
the answer is AJ Styles is now Shinsuke Nakamura.
whatever happened to that guy, by the way?
Damn, that's crazy.
Whatever became of that fella?
Damn.
But I mean, the role that he plays right
I don't
now
know,
in
he just-
WWE is jobber to the stars, bro. He's not winning any titles.
Unbelievable, dogs. Like you really don't know what
He
the
just
fuck
there.
AJ did.
No, I don't think it's. I really don't think it's a matter of not knowing what to do with AJ. I think AJ's winding down. I think he's, old school mentality, put the guys over on the way out. Like that.
But-
Even though that retirement thing was a head fake, like AJ is not going to be here much longer. I don't think that AJ makes it past. Like he might make it to the upcoming WrestleMania 41, but I don't know if he makes it to 42. I think AJ's winding down.
Tough. I don't want to see him go. Not just yet. But I do feel him though. I do feel like it's inevitable that his time is coming down to an end. I think he can still go though with the best of them.
No, 100%. But like somebody with the style, no pun intended, of AJ for how many years? Like he looks like he's in amazing condition and he could definitely still go. Even came back bigger than he ever was. But
Yes.
that man is beat up. You know what I mean? That man is beat up.
He said my son graduated high school?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. AJ he's been around, bro.
Damn.
His body he's in pain. Trust me.
I was there for the OD classic TNA era of AJ Styles, man. Like that's literally one of the only guys that really drove me to TNA at the height of early NWA TNA. Like when I saw AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy for the first time, I lost my mind, yo. Like I literally was like, what the fuck, yo? Like this is insane. What a collaboration this is right now.
That match
While
was
we're
epic.
on the topic of AJ real quick, because I think that he's winding down. Regardless of when it happens, who is AJ's last feud that you'd like to see? You know what I mean? If you have a retirement match, you could book a retirement match with AJ Styles right now. Who would you have retire AJ Styles?
Shinsuke Nakamura. Finally get that win.
Clean Kinshasa.
Get the W that he's always rightfully been trying to get since the fucking 2018 WrestleMania.
That's a good call.
That's a good one.
That's a sleeper.
Give him Roman. Have Roman take him out.
That's so random. So random. Roman? Of all
Yeah, just
people?
Roman take him out. Well, he took out Daniel Bryanson, Edge. Take out AJ. Take out all the favorites. Get them out of there.
Okay. The
I
Roman
got you.
retirement tour. I get you.
Taking everybody out.
I get you on that.
Yeah.
Hey, who you got?
I don't know. I can't answer that question. Like I don't know. I'd have to sit and
I shot from the hip. I said Shinsuke, just thinking off the top of my head. I was like,
Yeah.
just to get his win back. Like I think Shinsuke would be the one. Like
No, I think that's a perfect one, but I don't know. Who has a style like a little bit similar? Is there anybody that's on the come up right now that has a style reminiscent of AJ? Whether it be NXT, SmackDown, Raw.
I don't think so. No.
one on one. I couldn't compare
Yeah, it's
anyone
tough.
in WWE to AJ Styles. Like it's like damn near like Randy Orton would have to legend kill like AJ Styles. Like punt him and end him.
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked that, because like there's nobody for me that immediately pops out as like, oh, that's the guy that he's had like a long history with that makes sense to retire him, or somebody on the come up. So I thought like Shinsuke is an amazing answer because of their history, but I really can't put a finger on it. Can't put a finger on it. But yeah, so that's Cody AJ. It seems like we all have Cody AJ saying I quit. Fifth match on this card that I pulled up off of the Wikipedia. We have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill the Cocoa Butter Combat Club, as dubbed by the man Chad Law. They will be defending that WWE Women's Tag Team Championship in a triple threat match against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Seems like a foregone conclusion here, but I will ask. Dom, what you got?
I'm going with the Cocoa Butter Combat Club.
Yeah. This seems like a clean sweep. There's nobody on this panel here that's going for anybody else in that match.
It's insane that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn have been on the roster for a year. They haven't done anything in a year, and they've got a title match because they're in Scotland. And they just lost to Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, who Shayna Baszler just lost previously, or actually lost right after. No, she lost the night before to then win and beat them. So yeah, that team is just fried, like all around. Like the Unholy Alliance, the Unholy Union, whatever they call the Holy Union, they're cooked. If they did win, I'd be very surprised, but I think it would piss off a lot of people if the Cocoa Butter Combat Club lost those belts so soon. So I'm going with Bianca and Jade. Easy W. A jaded on Zoe Starks, and they're out of here. I don't think it's going to be long. You've all got the same predictions, essentially, so we're going to have our tiebreakers.
Yeah, Jade Cargill, one of the illest hot tags in the business right now. But looking at this match, this is the exact reason why my point was what it was about Private Party and the Jericho Vortex, man. This is why you have to have tag teams do shit outside of the title to make, when they finally do get a title match, a little bit more interesting.
This is just typical Levesque booking, though. This is just the typical Levesque, like, yo, everyone get a multi-man title person match, and let's just throw one on the match.
Yeah, 100%. But this is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus who gives a fuck, because we know they're not going to lose.
And there's only but so many women's tag teams that are here, but that's another story.
Heat somebody up. Throw Shayna and Zoe in a feud, a really good series with somebody else on the roster, so they could come out of that looking like somebody.
I feel it. I dig that. We're gonna go our 5 pointers. Always our tiebreakers. Opening match of the night.
Was this a clean sweep across? Like, did we all pick the exact same 5?
We all picked the same exact card. There's only 5 matches. WWE PLEs. So our tiebreakers are always the ones that do it. Our points. Match that opens the show. Dom, who you got?
I think it's gonna be Bailey and Pepper and Evan.
Bailey, Piper, okay. Ayo.
Going Damian and Drew.
What? So that's fucking random. World title to open. I'm gonna go Cocoa Butter Combat Club. Triple threat. I think that starts it off. We're not in Saudi, so they can get away with some shit like this. And our main event,
Cody and AJ.
Cody, AJ.
Drew and Priest.
Drew and Priest. That's a good one. Good sleeper. I'm going Cody, AJ. And for shits and giggles, one more question. Do we see any blood? Anybody bleeding any of their matches?
Yep.
Ayo, you said yes.
Cody will bleed.
Cody. Okay. Dom, is there any blood?
Same Cody. Yeah, Cody. Cody's gonna like oversell everything and like blade crazy, like the Eddie Guerrero and JBL spot.
Okay.
Man said he's blood transfusion ready in Scotland.
Cody's bleeding. I am going to jump out the fence and say no. We don't see any blood. I think we just get a classic I Quit match of Rock and Mankind levels of chaos, but no blood. There was no blood in that match, so I think this match is going to be pretty similar. We're going to get some shit shows, car crashes, but I don't think there's going to be any blood.
There was
We
no
haven't
blood
seen
in
Cody
what
bleed.
match?
Rock and Mankind.
In the I Quit match?
Yeah.
There was mad blood in that match.
Was it?
Royal Rumble, when he hit him in the head like 10, 11 times with the chair.
He has a mask on. You can't really tell that shit.
Dog, he was bleeding his ass off in that
All
match.
right.
man.
All right.
The
All
blood.
right. So,
Bleeding crazy.
It was
though.
more blood than sweat coming out that man.
all right. I'll retract that. So, I still think there's no blood. I think this is a
I can
clean
watch
match.
it now.
Yeah,
haven't-
I'm gonna go watch that shit now.
We haven't seen Cody bleed since the Rock promo prior to WrestleMania, so I just think that we're gonna keep the streak up. And just for the sake of Cody being that white meat babyface pause, I just think they always want that image of Cody holding up the belt at the end of the show clean and not looking like, you know what I'm saying, fucking Jason Voorhees just came through town.
Good
So
point.
I think there's no blood. So that's our 5 pointers. Opener, main event, and any blood. And that's our Clash of the Castles prediction show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Yo, Dom, it's been a hell of an episode, man. Appreciate you for coming through the ringside, chill with us.
Yes, sir.
Once your game before we get out of here,
Thank
let everybody know where they can find and follow you and check y'all shows out.
All right. Follow us on IG, Twitter, or X, and follow us on Facebook. We're not on Threads. We're on YouTube as well now. And that's at Marcus Mikes as well. Same place.
Yes, sir. Y'all already ready know what time it is, man. This was episode number 91. We're on that countdown, Chad.
Gangers. Yes, sir. You already know the vibe. Yo, Michael. Episode 91. Make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Until next time.
We out here.
Ha 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 ha!